This is Rohan Chaudhary for Revsportz, and we have today with us Aayushman Chaturvedi, a football player currently playing in Poland. He was born and brought up in Delhi. He was a part of the Mohun Bagan side that won the I League in 2015, and then he moved to England for studies, and then to Poland to play of club football over there. So this interview is about understanding the journey of an Indian player plying his trade in Europe and how he went there, how did the opportunity come to him. So I was searching for Indian players playing in abroad, and Ayushman's name came up. I reached out to him, and it's finally great to be talking to you, Ayushman. How are you?
Rohan, thank you first of all for having me on this show. I really appreciate it. I'm doing really good. Just training, keeping myself fit for the season, and yes.
So Ayushman, it's really good to see Indian players playing in Europe. We had a few players playing in Europe. Sunil Shetty played for Sporting in Portugal. We had Baichung Bhutia playing for Bari way long back. Ishan Pandita in the recent times. So it's good that Indian players are playing their trade in Europe. So give a sense of your story. How did you get this opportunity? You were a part of the Mohun side that won the I League in 2015. So what's your story like?
Right. So I was born and brought up in Delhi. Then I had a chance to go for trials, and I got selected for an academy which is based in the UK. It's called Brookhouse Football Academy. I was on scholarship there. Played good two seasons of youth football, and from there on, I had to come back to India, and I started playing for Mohun Bagan for 2 seasons also. And yeah, I mean, I won the I League with them. It was my first season, and it was really special. Playing with the likes of JJ, Dijida, Balwant Paji, and all the known names in the Indian football. It was, for me, it was really special. To learn all that experience from Indian national players, having so many appearances in Indian national team, which gave me a lot of experience. Because I was only 19 back then, and I played. Before moving to before getting the trial at Poland, I was playing nearly my whole career in India. So I played a lot of state leagues and I League 2 for Sudeva. I was for a brief stint at Minerva as well. And yeah, I mean, the journey has been quite special.
So
And coming back to the trial, I got a chance to give a trial in Poland for a fourth league team. It's called MLKS Włodawianka, and luckily I got picked for that side. And the season went on, and post that, I impressed the trainer quite a lot in the games. I had very few games because I'd signed with them in the second half of the season, just before the summer window. And then the trainer moved to another club, and I impressed him in the first one. So eventually he gave me another chance to play for the second club, and I think in the second club, that's where I made a good mark in my stats. I played nearly 24 league games, scored 16 goals, and I think from there on, it was moving upwards my stats. And recently I signed with the fourth league team, which is a higher division, and I played against some known teams, like known reserve sides. You can see the stats. I played against Górnik Łęczna. Their first team plays in the second league of Poland, and played against Motor Lublin, which is a really good team as well. And yeah.
And about the club that you play for now, If you could pronounce the name for us, because I was looking into it. It's quite difficult to pronounce.
So you can call it Drom. I mean, I always use it. I always usually call it Drom. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean, the second name is for me also really hard because the Polish language is not easy to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, coming to the trials in Poland, how did that uh, opportunity come up? Because I was talking to one of my friends who is a player agent in India, and he was saying that a lot of players from India are trying to go to abroad. The initial phase where they go on with the trials, those are self financed. So, what was like for you? How did that opportunity come up? And uh,
Like, to be honest, for me as well, the club didn't provide me with my ticket, so I had to do my own because like I've experienced the Indian football. So for me to go for a trial to a European country, so like European football, they don't consider Indian players at that level, obviously,
hmm,
because due to our ranking and our past performances. But so going there was on my expenses, and like gradually I started to prove myself, and from there on the club started believing in me, and the second club, obviously, they saw me play in the friendlies in the preseason. Then I started scoring, so step by step, I had to prove myself at every step.
okay, so the league that you are playing in right now, that's a professional league, and the clubs all are professional clubs or semi-professional clubs. What are the
So
structure like? Because
basically, the fourth league, you can call it professional because a lot of fourth league teams are reserve sides of your
okay,
second league, Polish second league, and some of the three league teams have reserve sides in these leagues. And a lot of young players who are not getting enough minutes, like for example in ISL, a lot of young players, they struggle to get
hmm,
minutes. It's the
yeah,
same over here. So when a player is in the extra class and he's around 19 or 20, he can go
okay,
down to the fourth league, get loaned, and get like 24 games and still be fit and have the experience of playing senior football.
yeah. And you have experience of playing in the Indian clubs at top level. So if you compare it with the Polish side, you are saying it's the fourth league. So till how can you compare between these two levels of the football here and there?
So you mean to say the first league and the fourth league, or just in
No,
general?
no, that the league that you are playing and the
Right.
league you have played here in India. So what's the difference?
I mean, the difference is huge because like in the fourth league, like I said, there are players who have played in the first league and the second league also.
Mm,
There are some
yeah.
senior players who are maybe injured for 1 or 2 seasons, and then they drop to fourth league to
Okay.
regain that fitness level and the game intensity. So I mean, I consider the fourth league to be really good, and it also depends on regions because it depends on
Mm,
different regions. So you have like Lubelski, you have Śląski, and you have like multiple regions in Poland.
okay. And the level, the fitness level is much higher than the ISL and the I League also, because you have played in both the leagues.
I would say the fitness. I mean, it's a very tough topic to talk about because of the weather conditions, especially like India being like some states where you go and play like Kerala, it's really hot, so you cannot play at that kind of intensity
Mm.
throughout 90 minutes. So when but I would say Polish football is really fast and physical. It's somewhat similar to Indian football. It's more counter-attacking.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about the fan culture? Do you have fans playing in the league games coming?
Oh yes, like uh, especially I would say in the lower leagues. If you go in every district or like a state league, every team has their own fans because all these clubs in different towns, different cities, they have their own fans. The people who are living in that city or the town, they tend to support the team where the town is based.
And each of these clubs have their own grounds and own facilities where they play the league games.
Yes, that's right.
And that actually is a huge difference with the Indian football, because most of the clubs here play on community grounds which are maybe far from the actual base where the club is based. So the
That's
fans are
right.
not so much connected. So yeah, that's a different. Uh,
That's
if
right,
you
because
talk about,
you said, you really put a good point out, because in the structure of Polish football, if you see, even if you go down to the sixth league,
Hmm.
smaller clubs in the amateur football also, they will have their own fields, if they'll have their own youth sides playing mini tournaments. You know how the youth development works is amazing, amazing, quite amazing.
Yeah, so that's the main uh, basic difference that I have found. I follow a lot of lower division European leagues, and they all play in their own grounds, which actually helps in community building. So
Of
you're
course.
saying that if these clubs are community-based clubs. So talking about the disciplines, you will find a professional structure even at the lower levels also, because if you see, the leagues are almost a year long leagues and playing in the cups also, because the playing time in India is not that much. The leagues are shorter leagues with a lesser number of teams.
Right.
So what's the structure like that, like they're in Poland?
So I mean, the structures, like the calendar is bigger obviously than the Indian leagues, but they have a longer winter break due to the snow. So if you see from I would say the third league on, the third league, below third league, the winter break is around for 2 months due to the snow, the heavy snowfall. But if you move higher up above the third league, then the breaks tend to get shorter. So like
We
minimum in
follow.
a season, you can, if you're playing, if you are a regular team, starting 11 player, you will probably aim to get 28 or 30 games in one season,
That's a very
and you can
important.
add like 5 or 6, 7 cup games depending on how your team you know goes through the rounds.
Exactly, and that's a very important point also, because you want more game times so to be in the game.
Of
But
course.
recently, we are seeing the number of teams in the Indian leagues increasing and the leagues getting longer. But coming to a different point, if you talk about how to, how would you guide a young Indian player who wants to play their his or her career in Europe, and what are the steps he can actually go through to get to an European club?
See, Rohan, like first of all, you must start early, and I would say start your education in a European country. It's really hard for me, like,
Hmm.
to say that, because there are a lot of expenses financially for Indian parents, and I know, how the how Indian families are. They are more study oriented, because sports has never been like a way of earning in Indian families. But there are always ways, I think the best way to do it is to start early and move and start studying in a school or university. I think will be too late, because
Hmm.
you must start first of all playing football in India, and gradually taking the step to move to Europe by 12 or 13, so that you are in that structure. You are playing every season around 24 games, even in the youth structure.
Hmm.
you know because every year it gets compounded. So for example,
Yeah.
when you go at 14, by the time you're 18, you have around 200, 300 games. And for example, if you break into the first team by the age of 16, you can see a lot of young European players like Pedri and Gavi, who are in Barcelona, and they are They have like 3,000 minutes in one season, which is absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
So if
And
you will,
do you,
I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah. No, no, carry on, carry on.
So my point is just to start early and take those steps earlier
Mm.
than because by the time you're 18, 19, I mean, the development cannot be at that. It's slower. It is there, but it is slower as compared to when you were younger.
Okay. So my next question might be a bit personal. You might choose to answer or not answer. Uh, I'm asking this to understand the financial perspective also, because you have mentioned about the expenses and all. In India currently, even if you play I League, you get to earn a living. ISL is a professional league. So what's the structure in the league you are playing right now?
So in my league, there is a difference because a lot of players are on professional contracts, and some of them are on amateur contracts. Like same as like I League Two and the state leagues which are there in India.
Hmm.
Even in some of the I League teams, you have amateur contracts,
Yeah, yeah,
not professional ones. So
yeah.
there are some players who have like gone from the first league to the three league to the fourth league. So their market
Hmm.
value is obviously like
Hmm.
above other players, so they are on professional contracts, and it just depends on players to players, and depends on
Okay.
the stats also. If some player has scored, he's the top goal scorer last season, so obviously his market value will go
Hmm.
up.
Okay. That's like that. And do you follow Indian football back in Poland?
Not really, like for the past few months I haven't, but yeah, I try to follow it now and then.
Okay. So do you have any plans of coming back to India, play in the I League or at the ISL?
If the chance comes for the Super League, I will try to think about it, but I like the lifestyle here in Poland, so for now, I mean, I'm happy where I am right now.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah, I
my
mean,
that's
playing
the
for the national team has always been in my dream. So if that comes up,
so you have an Indian citizenship right now, right?
that's right.
Yeah. So, and in England, it's a big problem. We had Jan Dhanda, who currently plays. He was playing with Ross County, and he has currently moved to a different Scottish side. He has a UK citizenship, and he wants to represent the Indian national team. But as we don't allow OCI card holders to play to represent the national team, he is not getting the chance. And with an Indian citizenship, he won't be able to play in UK. So that's a
Okay,
different problem many players face right now.
right.
Uh, Coming to the ISL perspective once again, so you were saying that you are liking the lifestyle over there. So do you have any plans of trying in some different countries? Because I have a few friends who are playing in Spain. So what are the opportunities for Indians out there over in the lower leagues?
I mean, I have not a big knowledge about other countries because I've never gone on trials to Spain or France or Netherlands or something like that. But I mean, the thought of it comes to my mind, but now I'm trying to push myself where I am and just trying to get better every season. Like for the past 3 seasons, I've moved up 2 divisions, so I'm trying to put my foot down and just break through the second league or the first league here before I make another move.
So do you have other Indians playing in Poland or in the neighboring countries?
Um, in Poland, I'm not sure. Uh, yeah, in my league, I don't think so. In my region, there is no other Indian playing.
Okay, so while doing the research, I found quite a few Indians playing in the Tercera division in Spain. So that's why the
Okay,
Spain perspective came up. So do you have any minds in that? But coming to the last few minutes of this conversation,
sure.
what so what would you say? your ultimate dream is to represent the country, and what anything else you want to say?
See, my dream, I could say my goals are to just push myself every day and reach to the highest potential I can be as a footballer on and off the field. And if the opportunity comes to represent India, I mean, I would take it obviously. And it was my
And you're
childhood dream to represent my own country, and it's a feeling which any footballer would not want to take.
and your playing position is winger, right?
I play as a winger, so this season I was playing as a fullback as well. So I started in 3-5-2, which on the wing backs, on the right wing back and left wing back. And yeah,
And
I mean, it's,
any idol that you follow?
for now, I used to follow Eden Hazard, but unfortunately, uh, due to injuries,
Okay. And Indian football?
I didn't have any idols in Indian football. Uh,
Okay. And do you have any experience of playing with some of the top players in Poland, or even meeting them in Poland?
I mean, like I've played with some in the fourth league. Few of them they played in the extra classa. They're not. I'm not sure. They're no known names, but they had good amount of appearances in the first and second league. So I think it was a great experience, to just share that field with them and you know do my best and perform.
Okay. It was lovely talking to you, Aayushman, and we hope to catch up soon again. And I
Likewise.
wish I can meet you in India playing for any ISL club. And I hope your wish of representing the country comes soon. It's possible, and I wish to talk to you again in some other interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rohan. Thank you for having me. Good luck.